Hi, this is Hilda, and I'm at another stop here in Wilson, North Carolina, and I'm talking to Mr. Deacon Dawson. And he's 80 years old, and it is such an honor to sit down and talk to him because you see, he was came up during the Jim Crow laws also, and I'm trying to get as many people involved that can tell me about things that I don't know about. Mr. Dawson has always traveled to different, from county to county with me, and he has seen some of the land that I was raised on. He also had an opportunity to meet some of the people that I was raised with down in that path. That path is no joke. It's nothing that was pulled out of the air. It is a real story, a true story. It's about blacks and KKK living on the same roof as one family. This is a true story, and God has put this on my heart. It is a movie that has to be told. I kept pushing it to the side for years, but God keep bringing it back. So I'm walking forward this time. Mr. Dawson, you've been living 80 years. It is a pleasure to know someone like you. It is such a great honor to know such an honorable man. Can you tell me, have you ever heard of blacks and KKK living in one house as a family before you met me?
Miss Parker, let me tell you something. When you told me that, I like to fell out. I said, I can't believe, white and black lived together back then. But you spoke and said, y'all got along like family. Y'all live together. I couldn't understand it, but as I have traveled around with you more, I do understand because the people that you have took me around, they seem so nice and treat me like they've been knowing me for years and years. I just met them. They always treat me so much respect and everything. And I thank God for that, cause I know it could have been the other way. They could treat me different, but they treat me like I'm a human being. And that's the way we all should treat people, like each other a human being, cause we all are God's children. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, Mr. Dawson. I tell you, it was somewhat intimidating for me to go back home. I tell you, to walk through those gates, to walk down in the dunny hole, to go around these families that consider me their sister, and they consider themselves my brother. It is just such overwhelming to me. I have actually this morning just watching the trailers, I actually cried because just to be a part of history, I have to go forward because it's the spirit within me that God won't let go. So this story has to be told. Now, I'm telling you, Mr. Dawson, you are 80 years old. It is such a blessing because most people don't live to get 80 years old. And I know you told me about this farm. Your dad owned a farm. Y'all was farmers back in the day. And this was during the Jim Crow law. So there was a lot of blacks that didn't own anything. Can you tell me how the whites that you all were working with and back at the farm? Can you tell me how that man treated you all?
Well, back in the day, me and my dad and my mom and my sister, we was on the farm. We was sharecropping. And people that used to bite called them we living on sharing on half. They're sharecropping. But back then, the man that we were sharecropping with, he treated us with so much respect. He always give me, my dad, my sister, my mama, all of so much respect, and we got along good. Anything that you wanted, tell the man what you wanted, but you had to pay for it at the end of the year when you sell up. But at least you got what you want. We had plenty to eat: chicken, hog, turkey, ducks, geese, all that kind of stuff. We didn't have to buy no meats and stuff like that because we raised it all. See, all we most had to buy is to go to the store and get some. I can't remember now, but I know we used to go get some. We used to carry the corn to the mill, get the flour, get our flour, get a cornmeal, get all that ground up, and all this stuff. We raised it. So we just lived good back then. We didn't have no whole lot of money, but we had plenty to eat.
Do you think that being on the farm like that, do you think it made you into a better man as of today?
It certainly did. It made me respect people. get people, because no matter who you are, you're still a human being. And that's what human beings supposed to treat people. As long as I give you respect, you should give me respect. And I think if that way the world was today, we'd be a whole lot better place to live in, you know?
Do you think that the children as today, if they was brought up differently, do you think that they'll have more respect for the elder?
I really do, because that's where respect come from, at home. Respect come at home. If your parents bring you up, a lot of stuff your parents put in, you don't forget it. You know, if your parents put it in, you don't forget it. You might go away from it, but time you'll come back to it.
Do you, Mr. Dawson, I just keep remember some of the things that you have mentioned during this journey. As a child, can you tell me some of the scariest moments? I remember you telling me about when you used to walk. I don't mean for you to mention the restaurant name, but you used to walk by this certain restaurant in Wilson, North Carolina. And what used to happen to you walking by there without mentioning their name?
Oh, they throw bottles at you, throw rocks at you, everything. And when you see a car coming,
They been whites, black. What color were
oh,
they?
they were white. You know, the blacks didn't do it till you were white doing it. You know, back then it was just rough. Back then, white men saw you walking through the woods, and you better get out, you better try to hide so you couldn't see, because they throw at you, might even shoot at you. You know, that's what it was back then.
What
You
was
know, in some areas, you know.
so? Is that one of the reasons that you were shocked that we stayed together back there as blacks and whites, and because of the way that you was treated as a child?
Sure. That's the way I believe. I know where can you stay with a man or stay with a person they gonna shoot at him and throw rocks at him at night. You know, that's the way I felt about it. You know, I couldn't believe when you told me that y'all used to live together. I couldn't believe that. You know.
Yeah, it's a true story. We stayed together as a family, and it was definitely a crime back then, but we did stay together. And as you could see, when we go out and you meet some of them, you know, they still acknowledge the fact that the values are different, but they still consider me their sister. Now, I want to ask you about that creek. You know, this creek running all the way through Stantonburg, North Carolina, comes with a lot of ghost stories. A lot of ghost stories. Now, can you tell me anything about you walking? I think you mentioned something to me. You used to walk, and that creek is big, it's long.
That's
A
content.
lot of it, yes. A lot of people don't know about that creek, but when I did some research, it goes all the way through New Bern, North Carolina. It just keep going, and there is a lot of mystery in that creek where the fish grow bigger, everything grow bigger. I mean, everything. Tell me what happened to you as when you was walking. I think you remember you was telling me about some ghosts or possibility of a ghost or
Well,
ghosts.
I don't know whether it ghosts or not. I just remember, you know, as I walk, you know, you walk along, you make this warm spot, you pass it. You know, light might be on pressing past you because the heat was there, you know. And I used to go home and tell my parents, my mom and dad about, you know, how I walk and I felt this heat that's like somebody passed me. And back then, you know, they said it was a ghost, so that's what people said it was back then. They said it was a ghost, so it was something. Only was a ghost or not, it was something caused it.
Did it make you feel afraid? I mean,
Well, when
you
I
know.
first started feeling it, it did. But as I got older, I see it won't bother me, so I just, when I passed, I just ignore and keep going, you know.
I think that's funny, you know, how that creek is. I mean, it ran back in that dunny hole, and I can confirm that a lot of mystery did happen in that water. And I can, when I did a lot of research, you know, I found out that there's a whole lot of stories, mystery stories that went on that would also be in the movie. I got to ask you, Mr. Dawson, can you tell them, like, nowadays kids driving cars to school and they with their Corvettes, Hondas, and some of them don't even ride a school bus. Can you tell me how it was for you and when you were coming up as a child? Did you walk to school or did you ride the bus?
Now I started riding bus now I think about 7th or 8th grade when I started riding the bus.
How did you get to school then before then?
I had to walk.
How many miles was that?
About 5 miles. About 5 miles I had to walk to school, morning and back. And then when I walked to school, especially in winter time, had to walk. The ground the ditch would be frozen up, the water. When you walk going on there, when you come back, you still be frozen. And when you get to school, we had an old pot bed at school, old pot bed stove in school. Hey, go out and at the evening before we left school, we go out in the woods and get some of those broke up
Branches.
branches and stuff like that, and bring to school for start the cold. We had cold, the school first cold, but we had to get the fire started. And once you got the fire started, you put your coat and you get it burning. And my hand be about to feel like I ain't had no hands when I got to school and face.
What about them white kids? Were the white kids walking too?
No, man, no, baby, no. The white kid, they was riding on that school bus, That way it was back then.
Were they mean to you all when they passed you?
Just mean they could be, throw rocks at you, bottles, anything else to clear out that window,
I know my dad used to say, he got this old saying, he used to say, he's deceased now, but he used to say some people mean as a junkyard bulldog. Will you believe that? Some of those kids were mean as a junkyard bulldog?
Sure were, just mean they could be.
Did that make you have ill feelings toward white folks, or at that time, or as you grew to an adult, did you just kind of forgave them?
At that time, I had something against them, but as I grow up to be a man, you overlook people. Kids, everybody was kids back then, and you get you a different thought as you grow. As you get older, you have a different thought about things, and you feel different about people, A lot of times people ain't what they was when they were growing up, They change, We all do. Yeah, that got the head on straight. It changes,
Can you think of anything else at a memorable moment in your life as a child during the Jim Crow law? You see, a lot of people don't know about that Jim Crow law, but I do, and I did a lot of research on his laws. But back in the day, just like the farm that you grew up on, blacks and whites did not supposed to mingle. It was just a crime.
Oh.
So can you think of anything else that was memorable with you and being around the white family? Can you think of what did they used to do that was positive in your favor or in your family favor when you were growing up?
Well, when I go there on the farm, if you was out there working around the house or something like that, when some of them now, when they got ready to feed you, they put your table out there on the table, out there on the dish, and you ate. But and some of them they let you go on the back porch. We had a big screen in the back porch.
I seen some of those houses.
Yeah, that's where it was back then.
Yeah.
Someone didn't put you out though. They let you eat on the back porch because the screen in, let you eat back there. But they were decent folks back then. It was hard time back then. And as you said, the Jim Crow law back then. But some people still treat you with respect.
Yeah, I tell you, Mr. Dawson, I cannot remember ever being separated, not eating with the Klansmen or the whites that were living with us. We just ate together. I can remember every morning they get up at 4 o'clock and they'll line up going to work, and all the men will go to work, and I'll put on my same old baggy blue dress, and I'll hide behind the men, marching with the men to go to work. And my dad used to catch me at every end. Back there in the day, you just naive. You don't know any better. I try the same thing every morning. He always said, Hilda Grace, you just need to go and learn how to cook. And I didn't want to cook. I just wanted to find out what were they doing, because they would come home so dirty. But I tell you, is there anything that you would like to say? You will be in the movie. I think it would be an honor to have you in the movie, because it's not every day that you get to meet someone that's 80 years old. And I know you say you had some health problem, but you're still in real good health. And I just really, it's going to be an honor.